Hello Wargamers, it's me Callum from TableTopBanter, and today we have a how to paint, or a one way to paint a video again. Haven't done one of those in an absolute age, so I thought it was about time that I crack out a character model and just show you how I did him. Now, this is Company Master Balthazar from the Dark Vengeance box set. I really enjoy painting him up. What I'll do is I'll bring him in a little closer so you can just see the actual paint job. It's not too bad. It's not perfect, obviously. I'm no commission painter, but here we are. That is the rough look of the Company Master. So what I'm going to do is basically just take you through the steps I took to paint him up. So naturally I started with his armour. Now to paint his armour I have used the standard Dark Angels Caliban green, and this green was then edge highlighted with moot green, and you can see that's on the helmet, on the backpack on the back there as well, and the guards on the front of his arms and his toes. And that was just done with basically a large brush followed by an edge highlighting brush that I use, the Games Workshop fine detail one. The next colour I built up was the purple, and this was a very basic one. I kept my Dark Angels pretty simple because I'm not an amazing painter. I enjoy that side of the hobby no end. I think it's really fun, but I wouldn't say I'm amazing. So here we have the Xerxes purple, and then it was complemented with a non-oil wash, which I actually left in my basket, but here it is. One of the new bigger pots, so that I have to spend more money if I want to wash. Bit frustrated by that if I'm honest, Games Workshop, but you know, you can't win everything. So we'll take those away now. Upon completing the purple, I went in with my classic Ushabti bone like combo for the cape and stuff. So here we have Ushabti bone, and then it was finished off with an Agrax Earthshade wash, and then highlighted back up with Ushabti bone. And that was for the cape and the purity seals. Now for the gold, it's quite a classic gold that I go for quite a lot, which is Auric Armour, followed by an Agrax Earthshade, and then dry brushed over the top of that I come in with Rune Lord Brass. Now this gives a really burnished gold effect. It suits the Dark Angels, well, the models that I have for the Dark Angels pretty well. In particular the Raven Wing. It really suits the Raven Wing. It doesn't stand out as too bright, which I think is important, but it still comes out okay in the end. But yeah, I am pretty pleased with how this model came out, even though it was done a while ago. So once I'd done the gold and all those good bits, I went in to do the white. I always do white as a last layer because it's a giant pain otherwise, because you paint over the top of it. So I make sure I do that very last, of the layer colours anyway, pretty much. So there's my base coat, was a Celestra Grey, and then I went in with the model colour white, because they're actually much cheaper and you get more in a pot. So kind of makes sense. But yeah, Celestra Grey followed by white. And once I'd done this, I basically had my model base coated and, you know, edge highlighted up the green, which was nice. Most of the details were done on the whites, and the golds were in place. So that left me with the weapon on his back. So what I'll do is I'll just turn him around so you can see. He has a Combi Plasma there. Now for this Combi Plasma, I love the way this red comes out. So I went in with Wazdaka Red as a base coat, and then I did an orange highlight, a squig orange highlight, and it just makes the red stand out that much more on a model, especially a darker model. It's how I do highlight my red on my Space Marines like that as well. So it's a very trusted way of bringing out a red, just to make it sort of stand out a bit better. So that is his Combi Plasma, and any of his purity seals, the reds are done like that. Finally, I'll just spin him back around. You can see here he has one thing left to paint on this model, and that is the sword, the power sword. Or I play him with a relic blade because I actually believe that having the relic blade is a much better idea, especially if you're giving him a Combi Plasma anyway. So how did I do that? Well, first of all I did a base coat. Now my base coat, sometimes it's a cheap acrylic blue, but more recently I've been using Altdorf Guard blue. And I basically I do a one coat of this just to cover the sword in a thin coat of this, add a bit of medium, and then I wet blend together my Lothran blue and my Altdorf Guard blue, such that you can see the tip of the sword over here on this side is, oh sorry, I should be pointing with this one, the tip of the sword up here is lighter and it's darker at the bottom. and I think that is how I do all my power swords now, and I just love it. I just love how it comes out. That kind of smooth transition. Wet blending, I picked up pretty quickly. I'm not amazing at it, but it was a real joy to do because it made me feel like I was making progress. And then, oops, don't drop it. And then I used the model color white just to do the lightning effect. So you can just see roughly how I painted up this model. Though this is not a tutorial, because I don't believe I am qualified to really give you a full-on tutorial. This is one way to paint. You know, it gives you an option. If you want to paint a model to look roughly like this one, with his cool looking Dark Angels bits and the power sword wet blended and a bit bent, but that's from packaging, then it gives you that opportunity to do exactly that. I mean, I'm not in any position to tell someone how to paint. That's why I called it One Way to Paint because it's just a way that you can paint it if you want. So if any of you have got some tips or advice for those who are looking to paint something similar to this, but you're a little bit better than I am, then go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of how I've done with this. Do you want to see more of these One Way to Paint videos? Because I've got models I can show, I just don't know how much you guys like them. This one, of course, is slightly more for you than it is for me, though I enjoy making any kind of video, really, and getting a response from the community is always lovely. But I would love to know what you guys want to see more on the channel. I'm trying to get more battle reports in. I'm trying to do more things with Harry to involve both sides of Tabletop Banter and get that really going. And then, yeah, do you want to see more One Way to Paint A's? Or would you like me to actually sit down and do a proper painting tutorial on a model? I can't guarantee it's going to be the best standard of model, but if you guys want to see something like that, then let me know and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. As ever, don't forget to check the link below for both the blog, because Harry's been doing some great work there recently, and the Legion of Gamza Facebook page. Give it a like. A really nice little tight-knit wargaming community. That we know it's community-based, it's community-led. It's a small group of gamers to help gamers, and I really like that. So it's very nice to be a council member, and lovely to be a part of it, full stop, really. So yeah, go check it out, give it a like, and you'll get access to obviously the content that the Legion members provide. Most of it's posted up there. So yeah, I'll round it off now by saying thank you very much for watching. It's been me, Callum from Tabletop Banter. Don't forget, have fun.